So glad you guys are on. And so let me find out. So who's the other person that's joined us? I know I had someone in the iPhone joined. Here they are right here. Do you wanna drop your name in the chat, or maybe I know you, or maybe they want to
Hello,
hide.
give me
It's
one
okay.
second.
We'll just keep going. Um, and I hope that I can provide a ton of value for you guys today. Um, and one of the things, what I broke down, because there's so much to marketing, and here's the bottom line is that marketing, when you're running your own business, um, and you're trying to grow your own business, marketing can feel really overwhelming because you're trying to develop and serve your customers, but then you're also, every savvy business owner knows that marketing is a big part of really growing your business, right? And so it can feel really overwhelming to do both. And so sometimes when you just have some implementable tools, that can really help you level up the game. So, my goal today is to give you about 6 different strategies to help you grow your business, hopefully to about 20K a month. So I call it my lunchtime marketing boot camp. And so feel free if you have any questions along the way, just unmute yourself and ask me questions. Totally happy to answer, but I am going to try and keep it within that 40 minutes that I promised, because I want to make sure it's just in your lunchtime and not beyond that. So let's jump in a little bit. So basically, who's this for? Whether you're a coach or a consultant, whether you own your own HVAC business, you're a real estate agent, you have your own cleaning company, business wellness centers, photographer, if you're an online contractor, in-person contractor, this is going to be really useful and fill in some of the gaps that you have with your business. So here's some common struggles that I often hear about from entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs, often are too busy or overwhelmed to make better marketing while trying to run their own business. They are still trying to figure out how to attract a strong customer base for ongoing business. They're trying to learn and juggle several platforms, in order to run, that back end of posting,
Mhm.
scheduling, managing your client base, and like what's happening with your clients and what have they purchased. There's just so many aspects of the behind the scenes parts of running the business, and it's hard because you've got a whole bunch of different things you have to learn to try and make it all happen. Sometimes difficulty keeping up with your website maintenance. You got to make updates, you have to like follow up with people, and that's very time consuming. Don't have a natural intuition for how to promote or sell your products or services. That can be a real hindrance to some solopreneurs. Not sure how to get more referrals and reviews, and maybe you need more inquiries to turn your customers into actual repeat customers. So let's dive in a little bit. So the marketing, the kind of the customer experience is, you want to obviously attract new customers, then you want to nurture them. They may not be customers yet, so you might have to have a strategy to nurture them so those inquiries, those prospects actually turn into customers. So if you're going to spend a whole bunch of time trying to attract people, which people spend a lot of time doing that, you also have to make sure that when they come up, take a step closer to you, that you have a system in place that actually converts them into customers, right? Because essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to build a customer base, not just bring them through the door, but actually sell them something, right? If not now, then even later. So the nurturing aspect of things is really important. A lot of entrepreneurs don't have a good system in place for that, and they're losing a lot of customers because of it. And then obviously giving them an exceptional experience that like really wows them. They're like, wow, you know, they were so professional. They showed up on time. They delivered what they promised. They were responsive, just all the things that you and I would want in a powerful customer service experience, that is what obviously you want to provide for your customers. That's where you're going to get a lot of referrals. And then following up with them, because a transaction in motion stays in motion. So if you've already got someone wants to buy your product and you did a good job, the chances of them buying from you exponentially increase. And so having proper follow up, um, sending them more promotions, offers, staying connected is vital for that repeat service. And that's going to be your easiest way to make money is with following up with existing customers and not just constantly trying to build, trying to go and find new customers, right? Which is great, but a lot of your business can come from repeat business. So let's talk. I want to focus today on talking about the attraction portion of things. And we're going to go into the nurturing aspect of things a little bit too, because it's so important. We really do want to convert those people into customers. So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, make sure you have a really awesome Google profile and it is optimized. So if you don't already have a Google profile, it's time to create one and drop in the chat if you already have this set up for yourself. I'm curious to know how you're doing with your Google profile. Do you have one? Do you not have one? And I'm actually, while we're doing this, I'm going to bring this over here. So Eureka, do you have a Google business profile?
I just created one last month. Um, I haven't kept up with it.
That's okay. At least you got one going. So, that's
Yeah,
one step forward.
right.
Um, but uh, what I wanted to show you is that, really this would take you about 10 minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and I bet you already have some of this in place. So obviously with your profile, make sure it's fully complete. Now Google has an AI assistant to help you really formulate a great description and really lay out your services, your hours, and all of that. So the more complete that is, the more advantageous that's going to be. I was talking to someone that I'm about to help, and I looked at his Google profile, and he's busy, and he made the assumption everything's good. Well, his website wasn't working that it was linked to, and so if so, that's a hindrance because obviously you can lose people if you have little discrepancies like that. I've often also clicked on phone numbers to make phone calls and it goes to the wrong number, right? So it always is a good idea to just go back and make sure everything you have in there is correct. That's also part of that NAP consistency. That's your name, address, and phone number. Just make sure that's there and it's correct. High quality photos. A lot of people have, the example I like to give is when you're looking at houses, like let's say you're on the market for a house and you're looking at, have you ever gone to like Zillow and you're looking at house and you see the crappiest pictures?
Mhm.
this probably drives you nuts. When
Yeah.
people have pictures of homes listed and the pictures are so bad and you're like, what were they thinking with these pictures? Like, how is anybody supposed to be provoked to come and visit this home with pictures like that, right? Well, in
Mhm.
the same way, your Google profile and the pictures in it are like your portfolio and they display and invite people into your business and get them to become interested and intrigued. And so those pictures need to be great and they need to be very strategic. Um, Good pictures of the ambiance of you smiling, of some of your work. If it's a restaurant, beautiful shots of the food and imagery. Obviously, I make a lot of my decisions where I'm going to eat by looking at the pictures of the food, because to me it says a lot, of what I'm going to expect. One cool thing about Google too is you can actually post updates if you have promotions, events, anything like that. You can actually post on there, and when you interact with your Google profile in that way, Google will notice you more and highlight you more above your competition. which is really advantageous.
Mhm.
So it's definitely something to consider. Maybe just once a week, put a little timer on your phone. Let me get up there and just post a promotion or something. And then if you do a book now feature, that's a very advantageous and easy way. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to book your services or inquire about your services. So go and find the book now feature and plug it in. And let's say, Eureka, you're in the photography business, then letting people book a 15-minute appointment with you. You can use there's third parties you can integrate with that just so that they can get on a call and talk to you. Because if you can at least get people on a call or make it as easy as possible to book, a massage or whatever that appointment is, they're more likely to do it. If you make it difficult, they have to go to the website, they have to look, they have to search and do all these things, that it just makes it easier to lose them in the process, right? So
Mhm.
convenience is very, very important when you're trying to sell your products or services. This is a profile of my massage therapist, who does a great job, but I mean, I didn't make these recommendations for him, but here he's got great reviews because he's been good about asking for reviews. He's got that book online button right there, which, by the way, was one of the reasons I chose him. Also, I chose him because he's got a friendly picture of himself that's inviting. He's smiling, right? He's got a picture of his environment. He's got this infrared sauna there. It's very clean. It's inviting, and so it's professional and it's all very inviting. So I actually, that's one of the reasons I decided to go with him. So just a little example of a profile. Now, number two, a second strategy is to become visible everywhere. Make it as easy as possible for your ideal customers to find you. So, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you don't just have to be listed in Google, get listed in all the directories that you are a good fit for, in Yelp, in Angie's List, in House. And go and get listed in industry specific directories as well. And so you can actually go to perplexity.ai if you want to write this down. Ask Perplexity, which is a good AI research tool. Ask Perplexity, this is my industry. What are some good directories that are industry specific that I can get listed in? And it will give you both free and paid directories where people may be looking for your products or services, maybe even contract you out or whatever you might need. But this is a great way just to gain extra exposure. And simultaneously, when you get listed in directories, it actually creates backlinks. So, what are backlinks? Backlinks are a link to your website that's listed on another site. So the more backlinks you have in all these different places, the more Google will find you. And that's what you need. You need that organic free reach that Google can provide you, because a lot of people, aside from social media, use Google to figure out who they want to use and where they want to go and all of that. Another way to become more visible everywhere is to be a sponsor or partner with local businesses and events, right? Just show up, meet people, show your presence. When you choose where you're going to sponsor, think about the audience of that event and if that's your ideal audience. If it's not your ideal audience, then choose something else to sponsor. But if it is, then figure out if it's cost effective and then create a presence at that place. And so now people are going to start seeing you many different places. They may see you on social, they may see you on directories, they may see you on Google, and now they're seeing your logos and stuff at actual events that they're attending. Get featured in local blogs and news outlets. And then join strong networking groups. Like I've joined the Chamber of Commerce, and Eureka, we were just talking about the other one that CJ hosts. Those types of things, again, further exposure, just meeting people face to face, letting your personality shine, making genuine connections. a wonderful way to build that momentum. And really what you're doing is you're planting seeds, and those seeds are going to reap a return. Um, so by the way, because I'm doing this presentation, it's hard for me to look at the chat. So feel free, just in case you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask, because I'm just not paying attention to the chat right now. Okay, so now let's talk about your website. So what I've noticed with a lot of people's websites, because they're not in tune with marketing, people just make their websites to be informational. And in reality, people are not interested in information. They are interested in you being able to solve their problem. And if they get on your website and it's not provoking an emotional response in them where they feel like, oh my gosh, this is my problem and this person can totally solve my problem, then they are likely going to leave. So make sure that your copy on your site is persuasive, it's hitting on their pain points, and it's showing them how you're going to solve that problem. This is the kind of writing and imagery that needs to be on your website. The imagery needs to be captivating. It needs to be clear and crisp and beautiful, but it also needs to provoke an emotional response. And so does the writing. Using SEO optimization, including keywords so that Google will find you. Make sure it's mobile optimized. So that obviously, because like 70% of people are on their phones finding you, not on their desktop. And so your website has to be optimized so that you don't lose them because it has a poor design on the phone. And so, they'll just leave. You have to include regular calls to action all throughout your page. Call now, access now, book now, schedule now. You have to tell people exactly what you want them to do, or you will lose them. People, if you don't tell them exactly what you want, they don't know to do anything. So then it just becomes very informational and not an actual call to take the next step. So make sure your site has, 2, 3 calls to action, provoking them to take another step towards whatever it is you want them to do. Writing blogs is a great way if you're a fairly good communicator and you have a lot to share. Write blogs. And then on your website, you always want to make sure you've got some kind of opt-in page, because you really need to capture their information, so what you want to do is give them a freebie, a coupon, something like that. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute, but something that you can give them in exchange for their email, because you really need to nurture that relationship and follow up. They should not just come and then go. They need to come, give you their information, and then they can leave and do whatever you want, because you're going to follow up with them. Okay, so number 4, let's talk about social media. So, social media is not my funnest thing. I do create videos and all of that, but I don't like to spend too much time on it. So my philosophy is to just get something out there and provide value. But here's a couple of things you can keep in mind is, first of all, post about local events, customer testimonials, your services, but remember to keep it exciting and interesting. Don't be boring on social media. People you have literally like 3 seconds to capture their attention. So you have to do it in fun ways. Rather than reinventing the wheel, go find viral posts from your competitors and learn from that and mimic it. Okay. That already proves to you what works and what resonates with people. So glean from that and mimic that. Okay. Tag local businesses. Make sure your posts are emotional posts that really, like if you have a spa, then instead of just talking about just all the features of your business, like we do this and we do that and we do this, okay, we're showing images of transformation, people's before and afters, people getting facials because that feels good. And so when people see this kind of content, their mind instantly puts themselves in that position of being the one getting the facial, and so they're like, ooh, that looks like it feels so good. I want to have that too, right? So you're kind of uh, connecting with their emotions in that way. Obviously, making sure you engage with your followers. And then now, social media is a search engine, and people can actually search things like they might on Google. And so, you want to make sure your profile is optimized with the right words, your handle is optimized with the types of words that people would search for in order to find you. So, those keywords need to be incorporated in your social media profiles. All right. So, lead magnets. Okay. Lead magnets are very unused with a lot of business owners. So, you're going to create a lead magnet on your landing page or your website. You're going to give the lead magnet is a carrot, right? You're getting their information in exchange for giving them something for free. So it could be a free tool, a free resource, a coupon, or an opportunity to exchange for their email and or their phone number. And with that, when you get their information, you should have a follow-up email, SMS automation already set up to follow up with them. You don't have time to follow with every single person if you're a solopreneur and you don't have an assistant. And there's really no need because now technology can take care of that for you. So you need to have a system in place where there's a follow up email, it delivers whatever resource you promised them. And then it continues that conversation afterwards. You're going to keep nurturing that relationship with quality content, through email and SMS because even if they don't buy from you immediately, because you continue to stay in front of them, they won't forget about you and they'll eventually be more likely to make that purchase, right? When the timing is right. So, and obviously, if they've already made a purchase from you, then you definitely want to continue that. When I was talking to a client, he was telling me that he serviced someone and it was a very positive experience, but later on, a couple of months later, they could not remember the name of his business. So they couldn't figure out how to get a hold of him, and so he bumped into them later, and they had like done a whole project in their house with their HVAC system and hired somebody else just because they couldn't remember his name. And so, in that same way, if he was nurturing that relationship and following up with them, then they would have not forgotten, right? And so you need to leave remnants of you in their lives so they will always remember you and refer you to other people. Okay, so the last point I want to talk about in regards to attracting more clientele is simply through the art of networking. Now, here's a strategy about networking, okay? Because go to lots of networking meetings and I pay attention, but some of the things people aren't doing, first of all, come always with an attitude to serve people first. People, don't necessarily, they're not attracted to people who are all just about making a new customer and selling a new product. If you come with an attitude to serve them first, they will trust you more. And serving people first is obviously the most important thing we can do to help people's lives be better. And in the process of that, we can reap the benefit of gaining them as a customer. Secondly, showing up with confidence. It's so valuable to really know who you are and to really trust yourself. And so, people who don't have confidence in what they do and who they are just will not sell much of anything. So, I would say if this is an area of struggle for you, to go and I have a couple of ideas here, but go take an inventory of your whole skill set, everything that you've learned, all the classes you've taken, all the training you've done, the amount of hours you've put into this, and really take an inventory of your skill set. Next, take an inventory of your wins and all the successes that you have had, and and take these items and refer to them regularly to help you boost your confidence. And if you still need more confidence, go and just volunteer and do work so that you can be able to celebrate and take inventory of those wins. See, you can have an exceptional product or service, have great experience, but if you don't come with confidence, people will not trust you if you don't trust yourself. And so, this is a really important aspect of showing up and promoting yourself and your products and services. And then the last thing is bring energy. Be excited to talk to people. Your energy is transactional. Okay. So if you're coming with low energy, people are less likely to be interested in what you have to offer. Most people don't have a lot of energy, and they're looking for other people to bring that energy into their life. And so, if you can be that person to come and bring energy and motivate them and excite them and invigorate them, um, then it can be a powerful tool that can cause them to actually believe in you, to buy from you, and even boast about you to other people. So always keep that in mind as you show up. Come with that energy, and you will get a return on investment actually on it because people appreciate that. Okay, so just out of curiosity, I'm wondering, is this you? You are good at what you do, but you're not good at marketing. You are working hard to attract clients, but it's not moving as fast as you would like. You may feel overwhelmed when it comes to implementing new tech or new marketing techniques for your business. And, sometimes people aren't tech savvy, and that can make it hard just keeping up with all this new stuff that's coming out. You've exhausted your time and capacity, and you need tools that can automate your work and free up your time to do a lot more of the things that you're good at, right? Because if you've ever heard of the 80-20 rule, this rule means that 20% of what you do results in 80% of the production, so to speak, the ROI. And 80% of what you do is all that back end boring stuff that you really shouldn't be doing that only contributes to about 20% of your business. And so the key is to do more of what you're good at and leave the rest to outsource the rest to other places so it's not taking up all your time. Um, you don't, so the other thing is you don't know how to navigate tech to grow your business, and you don't feel like you don't necessarily, you're not ready to have a team, but you aren't ready to hire. You need that kind of level of support, but you're not ready to hire somebody. So you're probably good at what you do. You're probably not very good at marketing what you do. And this is not everybody's like this, but a lot of entrepreneurs struggle here because marketing is just not a lot of people's thing. So, and really having poor marketing can lead to losing sales. So I have this illustration of this bag that I think that really represents what I'm talking about here. If you've got this bag full of water, and that water represents your customers, but the holes represent the gaps in your marketing, that attraction, the nurturing that we just talked about, then you lose all these customers. You're literally just leaking out because the marketing isn't effective, right? And so that's lost revenue for you. So I wanted to present with you something that I have now become a reseller of that I think could be super duper helpful to most solopreneurs, if not all, and that is using high level. A couple of things it does: it helps you capture, nurture, and close prospects, which is super duper powerful. You can use surveys and forms, just all kinds of really cool, like booking software. You can build your whole website on it as an inbound phone system. And then you can follow up as an email automation. You can even integrate it with Facebook Messenger to automate conversations on your behalf. So it's won lots of awards. It's rapidly growing, and for good reason. And here's some of the things, like these are a lot of the things most entrepreneurs need for their business: a website, funnels, that a CRM to manage their clients, a way to house courses or products, text messaging, booking and appointment software for various different types of services they may be offering. Um, so obviously, when you do that, you're paying for all these different services. There's even one for document signing that's at the bottom that you can't see. But you're paying for all these services, and it ends up becoming really costly. But not only that, um, you're having to learn each platform and how it works. And so the wonderful thing about High Level is it just gives you all of these things in one place. So all you have to do is learn the one platform, which is pretty intuitive and easy to use. Um, and and High Level is just literally just costs $97 a month. It's just a one flat rate. So that's why I've become an affiliate, and I promote it because I just think it will help a lot of people's lives become easier when it comes to managing the marketing aspect of your business. So one thing I wanted to show you was that there's two things that you can scan if you're interested. First of all, this is the Go High Level, my affiliate link, if you want to do a 2-week free trial and just test it out and play around with it and see if it's a good fit. The other thing is a marketing audit that I do. This is the code for that. And that the marketing audit is really, really powerful. I just sit down with you and listen to your pain points and your needs for your business. And I give you a lot of very strategic feedback that can be very, very beneficial to help you grow your business. It can help you see a lot of the gaps and help you know exactly where to take action. So I this is the end of my presentation. I'm so thankful that you have joined me today. I hope that some of the things that I have shared with you have been helpful. And so always reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. If you want to reach out to me, also Shemaine at freshnetllc.com. I also have a newsletter. I send out a very informative and helpful newsletter once a week that helps you grow your business. So feel free to subscribe to that if you need some extra support and help. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you guys have a blessed rest of the day. Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.